my beautiful soul family, soul tribe. Welcome back to another collective reading. Whoa. It's been pretty crazy. I think I'm scratching my ear, my right ear now. Hearing something, receiving, giving. We have been integrating a massive load of new energy internally. This is all about you guys. This is like chips being thrown in the fryer when we integrate this new energy, and it's going to be triggered up in everyone differently through different situations. For some of you, you're very tuned into energy in general, meaning, some days you feel completely different about everything, about what you want, what you see for your future, or even just your circumstances in general. Maybe one day you can feel great about it or okay, and then next not. Like this new energy, and this happens because you're constantly feeling yourself flow through waves of internal energetic cycles. You guys are very tuned into energy, and these internal cycles are very separate to they kind of run parallel to our outside lives, but there are internal cycles that we do not see on our outside lives too. And so you guys being very in tune, it's very interesting because it's like you'll go through these internal cycles that it can be very maybe distressing at times, is what I'm hearing, because it's like we don't know why we're feeling certain ways or why we feel so strong about certain things. Or when you could be someone that works a lot on your mind and the way that you think, creating healthy thought habits and expanding your thought perspectives. But there's times where universe kind of pulls you back down to sometimes lower vibrations, and this isn't anything to do with you. It's all about this new intense energy that you've been moving through recently. So on an internal level, this is like getting a pan, right? And you're frying oil and it's getting really hot, and now you're used to the oil in the pan. Everything is very quiet, everything is very still, and then you put a chip in there and it just goes crazy for a minute, and then it slowly starts to settle down. But this is like new energy being integrated into our chakras. With this world card here, this is what it's like, this energy coming in through your crown, and it disrupts the energy within and almost throws everything out and scatters everything out. And this does affect internal things like the way that you feel about your place in the world, your identity, how you just feel about your life in general. Like you guys feel things at a very drawn out perspective, and there's this new energy that's been coming in that has knocked us to feel things at a deeper perspective. And I have a channel poem that I got for this message as well. I feel like this is all over the place, but that's what it was like. It's knocked all of the energies everywhere to realign our inner soul's compass, because we're being realigned with a new direction that is kind of unseen. It's going to take us by surprise. It's really, this energy recently, it really feels like a merry-go-round. Like it's very internally scattering, and this was all for a reason, to regather the pieces in a new way, in a new form, to rebuild our mind structure of what we hope for, what we know that we want. And also I feel like we're going through internally what's yet to come on the outside. You guys are pending some big changes, some big completions, some big transformation shifts and changes to your external world, but these are happening on an internal level first. So as much as this energy is going to scatter things out to rejoin in a new way, this is what's going to happen afterwards on your external, all being mirrored, just a slight time delay, because your inside mind does create your reality and is a reflection of the outside, but there is a delay. So we have this poem. My foot slips as I stumble and grasp for grip, as I thumble with my wits, sliding as water through fingers tips. For it was on this very trip brought me to my knees as my head was flipped. I saw something woven into the beams, tethering out the seams, of stitches becoming ripped. I would never known had I not slipped. To see the answers I look for in the clouds were beneath me where I sit. Clarity's not always found in the journey, but in the moments we fall and trip, we find the shoe that makes all fit. So there's something we're supposed to see and that we have claimed and that we will claim to realign us in a direction of clarity and justice. There is a big energy of justice, completion, integration, creating new hope. New hope for the way forward, new visions, new dreams, new epiphanies, new passions, new dreams, new loves, lighting up the future in a new way. So this energy that we've been integrating could have actually been affecting us on a physical level as well, but you guys, in a way that maybe you have been pushed into more of a hermit mode. Maybe you feel a bit more like you want to retreat or interact less with the world. Maybe you guys haven't really been, you've been taking a bit of a break. Maybe some of you have actually been physically feeling this in your head, headaches, or there could be tension, there could be pressure in your sinuses. Some of you could be feeling this in other areas such as your back or your shoulders. Some of you have been emotionally feeling this maybe more than physically. On a physical level, jumping back, this could have been affecting your sleep, your dreams, your sleep cycles, patterns. It could have been affecting your appetite in some way, or your habits. You could have felt like you have regressed back in some ways, maybe habit-wise, or maybe even thought habit-wise or perspective-wise, because as this new energies come in, it has scattered out all of the versions of yourself out from a linear time into a 360 motion, if that makes sense. So for each chapter of your life, you're forming new lessons, creating a new version of yourself from the experiences that you're going through, the energies, cycles that you're going through on an internal and external level. But we create these chapters and we become these people through the chapters. There comes a time now where we're coming to the world where all of these chapters of selves on an internal level are being scattered into, they're coming out of a linear time, meaning the versions that you were in the past are now all coming and catching up to this moment right now, in a way that they're forming this one whole solid new version of yourself from each of these smaller journeys and chapters that you've been through in the past year or throughout the whole of your life, you guys. So all of these past versions of yourself, it's like they're all coming. Whoa, I had a big, that was like I got knocked, my breath got knocked out of me then. They're all coming to rejoin together as one. I feel the energy calming down. It's like things were feeling maybe like a bit, resistance, a bit pressured. We're in this boiling pot of alchemizing, and we are creating new hope for the future now. And at points through this alchemizing, this energy honestly could have sent you a bit sideways at points, nothing to do with you as a person, but as we say, having this much intensity just come at an internal level. Some of you, it did get triggered by outside situations, maybe a relationship, or there's some friction, or maybe you're feeling a bit irritable. Maybe some things happened or on the outside where it triggered this energy to be enhanced or intense, or actually helped to this is what's giving you this new energy, you know what I mean? But on an internal level, overall, we are all moving in this package of energy for our chakras. It is, I get that this new energy, right, it could have been from a situation or something in your life happening right now, or in general. It's like you're being forced to, or you had to take on versions of yourself that you haven't had to use in a while or a long time, and it's like all of these past selves are being activated with your current self, and they are aligning as one whole, balanced whole. You've reclaimed so much. That's why you've gone down your spiritual path like a very, 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 very long distance, and you've created a lot of justice for yourself. You've experienced a lot of justice, but there's still yet more to come, because as this girl looks up to the sky holding her necklace, when I do that, it's like she's squeezing it tight because she's really praying, she's hoping, like she is asking the universe and she is hoping, right? And maybe this is because of some form of discomfort, or it's like you guys very much are manifestors, you are envisioners, you are dreamers, you're planners, you work towards your goals. And so some of these goals and dreams that you're working towards and manifesting haven't fully materialized, and maybe it felt like you were just really trying to grasp onto those as you've been moving through this energy recently. Grasp onto the work that you've done, the mindsets that you've created for yourself, but at the same time, it's because this energy came out of nowhere and was very unexpected, but it's created some type of resistance because of its unexpectedness. So we've got these two cards out here as well. The end to this story, which is the world. So we've got the world card out twice. Life sometimes feels as if it happens in chapters, and at every end I ascend with pride, knowing I'm always growing brighter. This is the end of a new chapter, and we've got another card out here, journey to create stories. So yeah, this really is the end of a chapter and on to the new. Oh yeah, I was getting that thing from Coraline where she's running and it's like she gets to a certain point where the rest of the landscape hasn't been created yet. It hasn't been like even imagined or made up yet, so it all just turns white. And that's like us. We're at the end of this chapter where we can look back and see everything that what has been created, what has been, but there's this whole white space that's yet to be filled, and it's kind of is like a blank space in some ways, because the energy recently has sent us into this spiral of swirling energy that's made us question and really reassess and realign with what do we want for our future. What do we want that will make us happy? You know, what do we want? What are those passions and dreams? Because things change all the time. Passions and goals and feelings change all the time, and we've really been aligning with something very magical that is going to be a big part of our next story. So we also have the Five of Swords. My brain feels gridlocked. When the crows come to screech in my ear, at least I can try to transmute my creative frustration into love, not destruction. This could have been with ourselves, you guys. We could have just been really trying to keep everything together. You know, you are the rock, you know, you are someone who's very patient and wise and aware. So it's like you are a fighter energetically. And I know this sounds really weird, but Spirit's like, it's been hard because they've had to kind of tear us down to a point, like the poem said, so that we could see something below us, so that we could find something in those lower energies that is going to change our path forward in a way that it shifts our perspective. It almost recalibrates. Yeah, it's almost like a clearing. It's like a reboot of our internal structure, our internal system, our internal selves. Some of you may have even felt like you've really just been knocked, like you feel like you don't even know anything, like you've kind of surrendered, you know, to a lot of things recently. But there was something we were supposed to see down here, and that we have, and we are, because it's not even something we're supposed to see, it's just a feeling. It's what happens down here. And Spirit's saying they tried really hard, because look, you were so patient, you were so perseverant with everything that you face, the people, you know, the responsibilities you have, you know, even the way that you speak to people, and even the way, yeah, the energy that you hold. Like, you're very tempered, and you very much try your best to be a grounded, stable, positive person. But Spirit's been saying it's been hard because they've actually been needing us to let go and not resist falling down to these lower energies, into that hermit mode, into that darker time, so that we can find the stars again, so that we can find the stars in the dark, because we cannot see the stars if we're in the light. You know, these connections, our fate, the stars, what is written in the stars, makes me think of astrological science, makes me think of your destiny. We cannot truly see what's for our destiny unless we're looking at the stars, and we can't see the stars unless we're in the dark. And what makes the dark? Well, you say nature, spirit. Spirit puts us into the dark, in dark energies, in dark emotions, in dark feelings. But we're the ones who actually can sometimes go against our own feelings and resist the spirit bringing the darkness in. You know, we try to hold on to the light. We really try to hold on to our hope. But sometimes it's necessary for us to lose hope in order to gain it in a new way. Because, yeah, we couldn't see the stars if it wasn't dark. So Spirit made it dark so we can see what we want for our future in a very profound way, in the way that it links to our destiny, in the way that what is calling for the fulfillment of our soul and our soul's freedom. And we do not know what that is unless we get to that point where nothing else matters and nothing, you know, we give up on everything, and not give up in that sense, but energetically surrendering, you know. not feeling like we have control, not knowing what we want, really shines and brings out what we feel is actually important to us. You know, we're stressed out and we have loads of things going on. Sometimes we can't take the extra priorities and we have to actually reassess our focus. What is it that's important to me? But we wouldn't be in that position, you know what I mean, if we weren't overwhelmed. And if we weren't overwhelmed, normally we'd be doing things that we take on just because we can, because we have that extra energy. This can even be in like friendship connections, this can be in relationships, this can be in responsibilities, this can be in work, you know, even like favors for people, things like that. It's like we have to actually be picky now. What do we want for our future? And we're creating that now. We're finding that now within the dark, within our stumble, within our trip down. We're seeing the stars in a new way, and the stars are our map. The star is our compass. The star is our soul's feeling and emotions and what lays when everything else is left. You know, what really sits, what stays with us when everything else is gone. And when I say everything else, I mean like 3D level things and layers, the things that seem quite big, but actually at the end of the day, in perspective, in the reality, they're not. And when we get drawn into these darker energies, the things that stress us out that seem big normally, we just say, you know what, we don't care about that because there's more important things. You know, you feel deep, like, and this is what's showing you what really matters to you, what is really important, the energies that you feel in your life, what do you feel is missing, because that's everything that you are going to be gaining. With the Justice card here, there is a rebalancing of justice, there is a completion, and there is hope being regained. You guys, there is spiritual connection, and spiritual connection to your purpose, to feeling whole, to feeling at home, to feeling bright, optimistic, and so ignited, full of fire for your future and what you have to create. So some of you are getting new inspiration and passions from being in the darkness. You know, this will inspire you, or your darkness will be the thing that makes this inspiration, in a way that some of you are writing books, or you will write a book from this, or you'll be creating poems and writing poems inspired from a place of darkness, or your own emotional journeys, or you'll be writing quotes, or you'll be speaking motivation, or you'll be doing artwork, or you'll be traveling, or you'll be, I don't know, anything. You know, it doesn't even have to be job wise. It can just be in your day-to-day life, the connections that you come across, you know, like you're being inspired, and this energy that you're gaining is going to take you down a brand new path. It's going to open up avenues for you. It's going to bring you opportunities, because once this cycle and energy is integrated, you're going to be left with this feeling of hope, and that is only going to multiply. It's like you're going to be filled with this hope of clarity, sureness, inspiration, divine guidance, and direction. You're going to be filled with direction, and as you step down that path, you're going to see synchronicities, you're going to see opportunities, you're going to see recognition, you're going to see rewards. With the star card here, like, you're made to shine, you're meant to shine bright. Shine bright like a diamond that you are. You are so special. You have Aquarius energy out here, Libra energy. So strong energy of communication, strong energy with the world here too, like to span across the world, like an energy that encompasses the whole world. You guys are the world. You embody the collective consciousness. You embody consciousness as a whole frequency. You are the stars. You are nothing but light. And you guys realize this, and this is the thing that's setting you off to your future, because, you know, you feel very deeply, and you think, well, you know, you just feel very deeply on all sides of the spectrum, and this pushes you to dream deeply too. You have a very beautiful intuition and imagination and feeling of connection to the divine, which actually inspires you to follow a higher path in a way that you create your own dreams independently for what would make you happy. You guys hold leadership type of energy and qualities within you to inspire through authenticity, because the dreams that you follow are not plucked from others' visions. The dreams that you follow are dreams that you have heard call to you from your own soul and from your own destiny, from what you know in your soul is what you came here to do and that what lights you up. We don't always have to know that or feel that, but being in these dark times is what shows us what it is. You know, it's what brings us a feeling of what we do know, and they are stepping stones, because as we walk to a dream, we get lost and find new ones. Well, you're being brought a dream, and it is a stepping stone, and it is going to lead you down a path of discovery that you are not even ready for, you guys. You are not going to believe the beauty that is to even be unfolding along your path next. However you're feeling, really be easy with yourself and allow yourself to flow with the energy wherever it is calling to take you. I know it can just be hard to do the easiest thing nowadays in this society. To just exist is the hardest thing to do. To just do nothing, you know, because there's always demands, there's always things going on. You guys, you do such a beautiful job and work, because you do take on these collective cycles and frequencies. Because you feel things, you can tap into subtle energies, and so that means that you can tap into dimensions of reality and alternate kind of timelines that are going on that you feel that you're not in. So this is hard, because yeah, we have all these things going on in a daily level on a 3D world, but you actually live so much of your journey, you know, unconsciously and consciously, doing work in the 5D, doing work in other timelines, doing work within the quantum realm and with your higher self and other people's higher selves. Like, you do a lot of work connected with the divine. And actually, I think you'll find you're in a lot of people's spirit teams as your higher self, and you work with a lot of people's higher self because of this. And you probably noticed that, because in the 3D world, you probably meet people and they either feel really drawn to you, they say you're healing, or they just open up to you very easily. They feel like you're very familiar or comforting. They may just feel like they've known you for a lot longer than they have. You have this way of connecting with animals and people, and you have a very healing frequency. And yeah, people do trust you, because most likely the people that you're meant to heal in the 3D, you've already met and done work within the 5D. So you guys, you very much are an earth angel here and above already. Even though you're incarnated, it's like you do this work on all levels, and it's such a big part of life, these inner energetic cycles and lessons that play out. And you guys, you know, it's a gift and a curse that you're tapped into these, because you do feel things deeper, and sometimes you can be confused or question why you feel certain types of ways when you have all the things you need to be happy, because it's nothing to do with your outside realm. It's nothing to do with the situations in your outside realm. If you were meant to feel darkness to create a new profound epiphany, then spirit doesn't care what's going on in your outside. You could be living the happiest life. If you're meant to go down into those vibrations to gather knowledge to take back up with you when the time is right, then they will send you there, because you are a light and shadow worker. You are a channel, and you are this bucket that dips into the well to bring up knowledge to the surface, because you're this star, which is Aquarius energy. The water bringers, which symbolizes knowledge. You, the bucket, go down into the well, the lower vibrations, and you bring it to the surface, to the people, you know, to your friends, to your family. You have golden advice, because you have been through a lot internally yourself that you have felt like has been an isolated journey, a journey where you have had to go through the depths of your own emotions and minds, at times feeling isolated, as if it's only down to you to do this, that you have to do those things alone, because you're not alone, but not many people understand you, because it's hard, because sometimes you feel emotions that are very intense that you don't know why, and it's for these reasons. It's because you work for spirit and you work for the collective. Okay, now we're all out. So yeah, I hope you all have a beautiful day or night, whenever you watch this, or just a day or night, just presentness, just connection. Okay, I love you all so much, and I'll speak to you soon.